Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to another iteration of Ooh, So Close. Now, I'm gonna let you guys know, this was not a very proactive go after them fight, as you can see here. Like, we get 2 kills pretty early on, and then I'm basically, this day I was kind of had this mentality of, I'm gonna see how far I can go with just hiding. Yeah, that's why there was no more kills. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're dropping in here. One of my favorite places to go is this kind of like I don't know, like tavern, saloon, gas station drops. I love this place so much. So as I'm coming down, I'm looking. I see some green here. I'm like, okay, cool. Already starting off with an uncommon weapon. I see it's a, I think that was an auto pump shotgun. Decided to break into the door here to check right, because there's usually a chest here, but there's not this round. So I was like, all right, fair enough. Into the tavern slash saloon thing we go. I look around, try to see if there's any kind of things that are lootable. And I see some ammo here, so we pick up ammo. I go pick up this weapon, but as I run away, I hear a person trying to break in right here. So I have my shotgun ready to go, just pointed at them, waiting for them to come in. And they fucked up because they just attacked the robot there, and they have stupid high health and attack you back. So I decided to go around because I knew they'd be busy, killed them, didn't shoot them, so they're not aggroing onto us. Take a look at what weapons they got. They had an SMG. I'm like, all right, good to go. You know, drop the common one that I had already, and we keep going. Before I leave this area, I usually check the bottom floors, especially by the front doors here. But if I'm up top when I'm leaving, I like to check the top of the deck here for weapons and ammo. There was none. Oh, I didn't see that sniper right there. That could have been real nice. Oh, that's frustrating. Anyway, on our way to the gas station, I see a Ranger rifle. Pick up the ammo, pick up that sniper, grab the ammo from that one. Hear a chest, grab that. And so we have our big chug of blue juice. So I decide, hey, little one's out here. Let's do little one for a quarter. Little one to half, pick up the big one, leave the small one behind, so that way I'd be able to have a full bar when I need. We find a slurp keg, so I'm like, you know what, go ahead and down that other one, get me to 100% shield. We're gonna pick up that, open up this ammo. Always check here for a chest. There's usually ammo here and or ammo here. So now I hear gunfire, so I'm like, all right, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go get another kill. Let's go get another kill. I'm feeling good about this. And so I see this fight going on. And so I'm watching this, and I'm like, this is why I don't like the Ranger rifles, because you can't zoom in super far. But as you can see, we broke the shield, took some health. I shot the mountain right there. Headshot there for 47 damage. And I'm like, you know what? Gotta refill. I'm like, you know what? I have them at an advantage. Let's make them come up. So I forced them to come up. We shoot them on the way down, and I'm good to go. So now we see in front of us none other than my favorite weapon to use, which is the assault rifle. Not the Ranger one, but the M7 assault rifle. I like that one a lot. You get a nice scope that allows you to zoom in. Here we were checking the city, see if there's any movement. I see movement across the screen. Zoom in, it's a chicken, so I'm like, all right. Hear gunfire, moving out. Go back to third person for the travel here. So yeah, here kind of made a bad decision, jumped off. Thought maybe the slide would help, but it didn't. We ended up losing some health there, which is fine. And so now what I normally do is, well, actually here we heard some dude Spider-Man right here. So we looked for him, but we decided he was already inside the building. So I like going here to look down on this area, because there's always people in here for some reason. You know, like a lot of ammo, a lot of weapons in there, but this is a death hole, you know, and I love catching people in it. And so I take a look in there. I don't see any movement. I'm like, ah, darn it. I guess that person either killed them or there's nobody left in there. So now I was gonna go see if I can make it over there, but I heard the dude that was here Spider-Manning away. And so no luck there. Almost slid off the mountain. I just meant to crouch. We take a look over there, didn't see anybody. Take a look here, and I didn't see it at first, but we see it when I turn around here. See, we're looking for movement, looking for movement. We're looking across the screen, and bam, there's somebody. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I can hit them from here. Let's not give up the position, but let's keep an eye. We saw them Spider-Man away, and I'm like, okay, they're Spider-Manning away. There's going to be nobody near me. And so now I realize I'm already in the circle. We got less than 30 people left. I'm like, all right, you know, you're doing pretty well. Let's just go find a suitable place that you want to fight. And so for me, I see these hilly areas, and I'm like, okay, let's maybe go check those out. Maybe check those out, unless there is gunfire or something that draws me to another direction, right? So here I'm looking for a safe way down. We can tell by the map over here there's nobody in there. That's us being able to see it, not me while playing. So I decide, you know what, let me see if I can snag a little bit of extra ammo, see if I can snag any weapons. I didn't see any movement in here, so we're probably good. When we went into that room, you guys heard it. Golden chest, so in we go. Break that. Golden chest open. Grab the ammo, and I'm like, all right. I'm pretty sure that's just about enough. You know, we hear another golden chest, but I still wasn't sure if that place was clear. So we decided to move out. Can't remember what I saw here. I think that might have been me just checking it with the sniper rifle. But we make our way down. We go to cross the river here. And so this is when we have a long time until action actually picks up again. So reminder, guys, like, comment, subscribe on the video. More of them will be coming out for sure. Okay, so we're down to 25 people, now 24 people, and I was inside this bush, and this is what I was talking about in one of the other videos, where I got really passive here. You know, I got passive here, and I'm like, I'm not seeing anybody anymore, you know? Like, I have my favorite weapon. Let me shoot somebody, you know? And so, yeah, was passive in there. Stayed there for a decent amount of time. That wasn't too bad. We definitely had longer stay in the bushes in other videos. For some reason, I decided not to go for that hill, but instead make my way through this area, you know? I see on the mini map on my screen, which I think is normally up here, that, you know, there's some divots here. So I'm like, you know what? I got some high ground here. Let me take a look there. While we're moving up here, I hear gunfire on the other side of this hill. And that gunfire that's on the other side of this hill was actually these three people engaging in a fight. And so for me, I'm like, yes, please, you know, finally I get to shoot something. So I decide to keep the most of the mountain in between me and them. And you guys can see with the gameplay thing here, I spot movement there. And this was one of the people that survived. And so I'm kind of watching them, figuring out what they're doing. And I see this, and I'm like, oh, they're definitely coming here. And I should have been more prepared. I did take one shot there, but had I taken that first shot like half a second sooner, I'm pretty sure we could have got their reaction time, but we knocked out 86% of their health, which means right now with no shield, they're sitting at 14. And so I'm like, oh God, please, just another kill. And it was after that jump right there that I lost them. I sat here for a minute looking over and over again, waiting for them to show themselves. You know, I'm like, come on, you know, and so I'm like, you know what, just in case they know where I am and they've moved, I'm going to start moving myself. So I make my way around, excuse me. So I make my way around this ridge here while repeatedly taking a look over the hill there and keeping an eye down here. So I'm like, you know what? I see a weapon here. I recognize that weapon, which means more ammo for my weapon. So I grab it, and then we immediately go back to the ridge. Because, like I say in the other videos, I love high ground, high ground, high ground, high ground, you know? Like, a lot of my wins in this game that I've had have come from me making it to the high ground. So for here, we're checking this hill. I don't see it. We're looking in this direction here to see where this person is. And we don't see him. So I'm like, well, F. And then, so now we hear Spider-Man to our right. Now to our left. So, there's a Spider-Man dude somewhere, you know, using those Spidey gauntlets somewhere to eat one of my sides, and I wasn't able to lock it down early enough. So, we take a break here. We use this rock as cover while we search that way, and I'm like, okay, nothing's there. But, you know, I still have that nagging feeling about that person back there, you know. I'm like, last thing I want is for them to show up and shoot me from behind, right? Now, this is where we kind of do some overwatching. We have the high ground. The only ground that's higher than us is over here. We see that person. I'm like, oh, please stop moving. Right there, I probably should have taken a shot, but I released the camera instead. Realizing that, you know, we're down to 13 people. I don't want to give away my position off of a bad shot and then get swarmed, possibly. And so I look back, try to keep my eye on that person. I don't see him. So we're like, all right, gunfire. Boom. Where's that coming from? Well, it's not going to come anymore because somebody's dead, you know? And that's what I was thinking. So I'm like, all right, last minute people running across the bridge. No. Running through the plants. No. Running from the other side of the bridge. No. So I'm like, all right, everybody should be ahead of me at this point, you know, or they're in the storm, which these three people here are all stuck in the storm trying to get out, you know. 11 people left. I see this person. It's the same one that we let loose on the hill earlier. And so I recognized the outfit, and I was like, damn it, you know. So now we hear a battle happening right where we left that person. And I'm like, you do what now? Do what now? Let me see if I can see what's going on there. But, you know, the fight was already over. This person already won. And so I'm like, you know what? Let's use this time, since we're on this outer edge of the shield and the inner ring. Let's press the outside. You know, like, let's press the outside. Let's see if we can't find any action on our way. So I see this pile of stuff, and I'm like, somebody died there. You know, like, somebody had to die there. There was also a chest there, so maybe they just picked up stuff and left things behind, right? But now there's less than 10 people left. There are 9 left. I see all of these buildings being created. I see movement, and I'm like, yes, it is time. It is time. It is time. Let me do some murder. And I'm like, oh, look, a fancy bush. Again, going into the bushes. I see the person here, and I'm like, oh, I can shoot them. Damn it, they went behind the wall. Okay, I can shoot them now. I'm like, who are they shooting at? They're shooting at this person. Right there, I was about to fire, and I could have gotten a kill. So I'm like, right there, I was thinking they were going to run over here and then pick up this stuff, which they did, but didn't really help too much. I got 1 or 2 shots off on them. And again, right here, I'm basically doing the job of the person who ends up winning, you know? I'm just over here popping stuff off on these people, breaking shields, and then in comes this guy. In comes that mother effer. You know, this dude building shit like crazy, and I'm like, could you stop moving so I could shoot you, please? And just terrible, terrible shots. Oh, God. I remember missing that and feeling so bad about myself. I recognize the purple raven, and I'm like, should I shoot that and go get a weapon? I'm like, no, ya dingus. There's people over there fighting. You're just going to give them a weapon. So I'm like, all right, let it fly away. And right there, it was just begging for me to shoot it. Like, goes on to my red dot. And I'm just like, oh, I want to shoot you so bad. So I hear more gunfire. I hear another battle going. And I'm like, all right, surely one of those two people had to have won by now. The bird again flies into my view. And I'm just like, do I do it? And here's where I panic a little bit, right? Because I see two people chilling. And I was like, did I get a kill? I was like, no, that guy killed him before. So I was like, God. But here it's just more panic shooting. And I'll make this suggestion to you guys that don't get too passive in the games. You know, it's okay to stop for a minute to look around, gather yourself, but try your best to find best places to move to and keep moving. Because what I've noticed is whenever I get into games like this, where I've sat still for a while, the only thing that I'm doing is focusing on moving my mouse to try and keep eye on something, I realize that me personally, my aim is off for the rest of the game. However, if I'm in a fight where I'm just like, go, 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 you know, I'm in it, I'm dialed in, and I tend to shoot a lot better, you know? So yeah, now I'm trying to keep an eye on that one dude. I had no idea where he left to, but we are down to 4 people. And I'm like, all right, this is obviously where the action's going to happen, right? Like, all of the circle is pointing towards the inside of this little village. And I'm like, the damn purple bird again. So I see that, and I'm like, shit. There goes my chance to get another kill. So we've been robbed on a few of them. And so here I'm like, oh, shit. You know, guy goes in there, boards himself in, throws down a keg, and I'm like, no, that dude's gonna be at 100. So like statistically, you know, if we were to go bullet for bullet, point for point, he would win because he has 14 more health, right? And so 3 people left. This is why we made this video, because we made it to the top 3. And off that person goes to my direction, and I'm just like, you know, and at this point in the game, I can't move. At this point, I am frozen because I've been passive for so long that when the fight was brought to me, there was nothing that I can do about it, right? And so it messed me up for the rest of the thing. Like, always take the advantage of pressing somebody. Oh, right there, man. Right there, another good chance to knock off some health. But, you know, we haven't moved from this spot. We're not dialed in. So all of my bullets are just missing. And so here I'm like, F, all right, let's get out of here. This is that's the Spidey boy guy. He knows where I am, you know. And I see that. I see him building, right? I see him building a giant walkway over to me, and I'm like, fuck that dude. But obviously not enough, because I see this. I dropped out a keg, and I'm just like, oh, let me get my shield back, which this was probably a misplay. If I wouldn't have popped this here and saved it, I would have been better off. But here I am getting trapped by the storm, needing to press back on the guy who's been just destroying everybody, right? And so I'm like, all right, I don't see him. Let's get inside this house, you know. Maybe that'll help me out, establish a base. And so on my way down, I saw that the dude was building here, right? So I'm like, boom. I hit him, and I'm like, yes, got rid of some shield. And I'm like, oh, look, ammo, you know. Never too late to pick up some ammo, right? And so here I am, chilling, and I'm like, oh god, he's right in front of me. He saw me. He's coming in here. Turns out he didn't. So I'm like, you know what? Time to be a cheeky hidey bastard, you know? So here I go, and I sit here under him, and I don't move. Right? So it says there's 3 people left in the fight. I don't know if that means one of these people is real and the other one's a bot or whatever. But 3 people left, and I don't move. Just chilling, you know. So at this point, I'm like panicked again because I haven't been taking the fight to anybody. really, since the beginning of this match. And so I'm just chilling here, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm inside the ring. You know, I look at the map, I scoot forward, scoot back a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in this ring. Perfect. And so I just chill here for a minute. And I'm like, you know, I'll let him take care of the other guy. Maybe the other guy can knock him out. I see the movement over here. They die right in front of me. I'm like, now's the time to press. Bad shots yet again. And now this is when he starts taking it to town on me, right? So I think I'm in a good spot. But then he just starts doing this. He just starts pinning me. Like, every chance that I get to do something, he pins me down, right? And I'm just like, F, what am I supposed to do here, you know? I got a good hit on him there and there. And I'm like, good, he trapped himself with me, but he ended up running away. And I'm like, well, shit. At this point, I should have taken the stairs to go up and taken the high ground. But I returned down to the ground. He got control. And basically, I decided, look, I'm pretty sure I got some hits off on this guy. So let me just chill under here. Because, again, I'm in the circle. You know, I'll probably be safe. And then he starts being really screwed. You can hear him run around and everything. And, yeah, this is not one of those top threes that I'm proud of. But it happened, you know. So, boom, fireflies happen. Little bit of fire damage. I'm like, F. Now my chance, right? I'm like, now my chance of outdoing him health-wise was screwed. So here I should have been proactive, you know. I could have ran out this way, ran around this thing and been fine. Or I could have ran up, jumped up here. But now the circle is pressing in and I got nowhere to go. You know, and I'm like, well, all I could do now is wait. So I realized too late that I could move and couldn't make that jump. I go back under and death. And that would be it. And so, yeah, not the greatest, especially considering this dude's at full health. But you know what they say in times like this. Oh, so close. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for hanging out. Again, not the one that I'm most proud of, but we'll be getting some better ones here in the future. See you guys in the next video. Bye.